guys. We have to be quiet because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm still awake. And I was like, I should just make a video because I feel like it. Uh-oh. Let us light the candle and burn the Palo Santo before we begin to cleanse the energy in the space. Yeah, are you guys night owls, or is it just me? I don't really have a regular sleeping pattern. And I also don't really remember my dreams unless I take naps during the daytime. That's when my dreams are more prevalent and crystal clear. But as far as like nighttime, I don't really have dreams that I remember when I wake up in the morning. I read somewhere that that means you got a really good night's rest if you don't remember dreams. But hey, everybody has their own opinion on things, right? Anyways, tonight's, this morning's recording is gonna touch on regulating your nervous system, and also if you're not feeling your best, just remember that emotions are like the seasons, and they arise and they pass. Arise and they pass. It's very important though to try to give yourself the time to allow the emotions to pass. Give yourself the time to process them so they can pass. If not, you will be energetically constipated, and nobody likes constipation. But anyways, I was gonna say, as far as regulating your nervous system, it's really important, because if you have a dysregulated nervous system, then it will be very hard for you to function with a clear sense of being. Does that make sense? And if you ask me, well, how do you calm your nervous system? First of all, I think if you are proactive in maintaining it on a regular basis, then it's probably going to be more apt to function normally. Have you ever noticed, I think I've mentioned this in videos before, but have you noticed that some people can't relax? Like they always have to be moving, or like people who have nervous twitches where they're like twitching their leg. That's like a dysregulated nervous system, you know, or like constantly doing like this. Yeah. And when your nervous system is dysregulated, you cannot make sound judgments because your system is on high alert mode. Like, you know, like it feels anxious, like some, you know what I'm saying? So I think the best way to regulate it is, one, to notice that you're feeling anxious in your body. You know, a lot of times people aren't even aware that they have this anxiety flowing through their body. And anxiety can be interpreted in a couple of ways. It can be interpreted as fear, or it can be interpreted as excitement. And if given the choice between the two, I personally would prefer to channel that anxiety into excitement, you know? But some other techniques, I guess, also include breathing, like mindful breathing techniques, you know, being very present in the moment and not reacting to it. You know, in the past, I had really bad panic attacks and I refused to go to the doctor for treatment. I just was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I definitely need to figure this out. And then I realized that my nervous system was overactive because I had a lot of fear-based thoughts in my mind, you know? And of course, you know, the thoughts generated emotions, and the emotions, which is also known as energy in motion, had overloaded my system, you know? So I had to learn how to self-regulate. What do I mean by that? Self-regulate is when you consciously regulate like the thoughts that are the thoughts you're entertaining, and then, you know, once you can sift through that mental circus, then you can reset the circuits in your nervous system. You know what I mean? So I came across this video, and the guy literally said, whenever you have panic attacks or anxiety attacks, do nothing. Do nothing. Makes sense, right? Because I feel like if you go into like, oh, I gotta do breathing, or I gotta like do something, or I gotta call someone up, you know, you're just reacting to it and you're fueling it more. So if you just kind of recognize what's happening and then you do nothing, eventually it'll calm itself down on its own. It's not the easiest thing to do because, you know, when we are in a fear-based state of mind, I think our knee-jerk reaction is to like freak out, you know? So it takes a certain level of self-control, I suppose, you know, to calm the nervous system down. Meditation helps, like just as like I want to say some things that you can do on a regular basis just to like maintain it, you know, and keep it under control is just meditation, you know, because when you're meditating, you're just kind of like sitting there and in observational mode, and you're in a detached space. So like whatever thoughts come up, you just kind of don't react to it. You just kind of let them, you know, come to the surface and then dissipate. And then if you do body scans, which I do regularly, body scan, you can do it sitting down or lying. Sitting down or lying down. I prefer lying down and doing body scans. And you just kind of like go from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, and you just kind of do like a scan in your body. And whenever there's like a well, everybody has their own methodology, but for me, like supposedly you're supposed to concentrate on like one area at a time and observe it, and then you move down and you observe it, you know. But for me, I would just kind of like do like a scan like this, and whenever I find blockages, I would just kind of concentrate on that area. And it's funny, when you give the blockage your attention and you don't react to it, you can literally watch it dissolve on its own, you know. And if you do this on a regular basis, it's almost like you know, upkeeping things. Oh my god, am I making sense, guys? It's 1 a.m, and if I were to be completely honest, I haven't slept for over 24 hours and I'm still super hypey. Go figure. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, have you noticed that when you're happy, it irritates people who are unhappy? I think that's very interesting. Why am I whispering? Because I don't want to make too much noise. Hey man, don't let someone dim your shine, and don't let someone stop you from being happy, because the world needs more happy. Anyways, I don't know if this video made sense, but if you learned something cool, and if you didn't, that's cool too. Blessings to one and all. Amen.